Hi, my name is Franco Rotoli from the SOLIDWORKS training team. When working with large assemblies, rebuilding, adding components, and creating mates can all take longer as the number of components increases. In this video, we'll take a look at SpeedPak, a tool that can help improve assembly performance while still allowing you to reference critical geometry. Let's take a look. When working on this telescope facility, it's important to verify the room layouts and orientations. That being said, we don't need all the detail from every subassembly in there, like the desks, chairs, shelves, and other various equipment. Many times, especially for purchased or downloaded components, there is way more detail than is needed at this top level. Let's take a look at the statistics for this top level assembly. We see that many of the long open times and high graphics triangles are coming from components that don't affect the top level assembly much. The goal is to reduce these open times and triangle counts, among other things, to allow this top-level assembly to run more efficiently. One tip we have always promoted has been to create simplified configurations of all your parts and subassemblies. This is still the case, but it can be a time-consuming and downright painful process if you're not the one who designed it. SpeedPak creates extremely light subassemblies. It only saves the graphics data in whichever faces, reference geometry, and bodies you specify. You can keep these so that they are usable at the top level. Here, I have an assembly with a table and 4 chairs. This is repeated several times in the telescope top-level assembly. I'll open it in its own window. In the Configuration Manager, I'll right-click the configuration and choose Add SpeedPak. In this dialog, I'll choose which faces, bodies, planes, sketches, or curves I want to keep active. These are essentially anything that will be needed as a selection in the top-level assembly, like for mates or measurements. In this case, I only care about the bottom of the table so that I can mate the assembly to the floor. If the geometry is more complex, there are tools to automatically select geometry as well. Clicking OK creates a derived configuration and gives it a SpeedPak suffix, with a SpeedPak icon. Notice as I move my mouse around the assembly, there's a lighter region around the graphics-only components. When I hover around the face I selected to keep, it shows up as solid. We can change the opacity of this circle in Tools Options. Back at the top level, we can access the SpeedPak configuration just like any other. Notice it gives us the same light region and icon for the assembly. This method is great while you're in the middle of the design process. Unfortunately though, if I had picked the incorrect faces or left out a reference that was being used in this assembly, I would get a rebuild error. Starting in SOLIDWORKS Design 2025, we can make SpeedPak configuration instances from the top-level assembly. This automatically grabs any entities that are referenced so you don't have to worry about broken mates. Simply right-click a subassembly and choose SpeedPak Options. Creating a mated SpeedPak will keep any entities that have mates associated with them, like I selected earlier. Creating a graphics-only SpeedPak will not include any faces. If it doesn't automatically load the SpeedPak configuration, simply select it from the dropdown. We see in the Feature Manager that the icon has changed, and there are no features or parts under the subassembly. I created SpeedPak configurations for the assemblies shown. They are for aesthetics of the model, and I don't need to edit them anytime soon. Let's compare the performance evaluation with and without the SpeedPak configurations loaded. Both of these top-level assemblies are loaded fully resolved with no lightweight components. Just look at the open times. SpeedPak has reduced the open time by just about 50%. Graphics triangles are an indicator of level of detail. Think of them like a 3D version of an aliased line or a tessellated edge. Before SpeedPak, there were several parts with over 1 million triangles. After SpeedPak, there's only one, reducing the total number of triangles at the top level by almost 40%. Finally, we see the total number of components reduced from over 8,000 to under 6,000, and the number of resolved components has been drastically reduced as well. SpeedPak configurations can save significant resources and time when working with large assemblies, and now they're easier than ever to create and manage. Thanks for watching. For more great content, click the link in the description below to access additional tips, tricks, and training courses.